From a Marxist-Leninist point of view, the disappearance of profit in modern capitalism can be explained by several factors arising from the fundamental laws and contradictions of the capitalist system. One of the key aspects is the downward tendency of the rate of profit described by Karl Marx in his work Capital. The tendency of rate of profit to fall. Marx argued that under capitalist production there is a tendency for the rate of profit to fall. This is due to several reasons. Growth of the organic composition of capital. With the development of technology and means of production, capitalists are forced to invest more and more in equipment and technology, constant capital, rather than in labor, variable capital. Since only living labor creates surplus value, the share of profit relative to total capital decreases. Increased labor productivity. On one hand, an increase in labor productivity increases the volume of output, which can temporarily compensate for a decrease in profit margins. On the other hand, the total mass of surplus value may grow more slowly than the total capital. Competition and concentration of capital. Competition between capitalists leads to the concentration and centralization of capital, which exacerbates the problem. Larger enterprises absorb smaller ones, increasing the overall level of the organic composition of capital and increasing the tendency for the rate of profit to fall. Reduced prices for goods. Increased labor productivity leads to a surplus of goods on the market and lower prices. Profits are reduced as products have to be sold at lower prices. Additional factors affecting profit in modern capitalism. In modern capitalism, additional factors also appear that can aggravate the problem of declining profits. Globalization and outsourcing. Shifting production to countries with lower labor costs may temporarily increase profits, but at the global level it leads to a leveling of labor conditions and lower profit in the long term. Financialization of the economy. The growth of the financial sector in relation to the manufacturing sector leads to the speculation and temporary profits that are not related to real production. However, this creates economic instability and bubbles that can burst, damaging the economy. Automation and digitalization. The introduction of automatic systems and robots reduces the need for labor, reducing the total amount of surplus value created by living labor. Conclusion. Thus, from a Marxist-Leninist point of view, the disappearance of profit in modern capitalism is explained by the internal contradictions of the system, including the tendency of the rate of profit to fall, the growth of the organic composition of capital, and competition. Modern processes, such as globalization, financialization, and automation, may temporarily alleviate some of these contradictions, but in the long term, they reinforce the structural problems of the capitalist system, leading to the crises and diminishing profits. In the absence of fundamental changes and adaptation to new conditions, capitalism in its monopolistic stage gives rise to cyclical crises that threaten the stability and progress of humanity. The only salvation is the construction of a classless society in which there will be no particularly acute contradictions inherent in the capitalist mode of production. Such a society will be able to ensure a fair distribution of resources and sustainable development, eliminating the causes that give rise to destructive crises and conflicts.